coming in some wonderful styles, we know. Fill her up to the pinnacle. Gun it while I'm pumping out rounds, reload. Spit a few buckets of syllables, visuals, written lyric notes, here we go. Enough with all the chitter chatter, trumpet in my pin and patter, wandering through different patterns in the middle.
About to kill it. I know you about to kill it. Give out your social media. Go ahead.
You can follow me at DefI, DEF_I, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, DEF-I. Let's go.
Let's do it. Where my hyenas at?
Put your hands up in the sky one more time, yo. Check it out, look. Yo, baffle the average rapper, lacking rapping on rhythm. Snapping this Adam's apple, shatter every atom in them. Cracking this back and clavicle, half of his mandible switching. Scalpel to the scapula, stab a dagger into the system. No additives like ambermint, artificial and sacrament. And it's just classic lyrics over instrumentals, but natural living. We're extracted venom, giving back what the fans been missing. Can't just sit in the genre where all of these rappers fitting. Another vandal in the shadows, tracking the random victim, attracted to what's intangible like animal magnetism. Back from acid tripping, no having the apparition. Sit back to the track and listen, collapse to the cataclysm. Hit them with the rhythm, spit it vivid so they get it. Listen, written when I'm living, hidden within the bidden, admitted, submitted for digits of the critic, did it, admitted, put in it, so when it fitted, originally ripping it, hit it. Someone was sitting faded. Let's go!
Give out your social media again, man.
Follow me, Instagram, Twitter, DEF_I, Snapchat, DEF-I. Hyena!
Once again from the groove coming to you straight out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and brought to you by the Sioux Empire Podcast Network. This is Urban Indianz Podcast. Bringing you an educated and entertaining look at life through the eyes of the modern-day Native American. Urban Indianz Podcast. Hosted by everyone's favorite natives. Night Shield, Night Shizzle, Miss Shark Green Maximal, GP, Gorilla Pimp, and Kathy Stans. You're listening to Urban Indianz Podcast.
All right, welcome to episode 35 of the Urban Indianz Podcast. I'm your host, Gabriel Nightshield, joined by these folks.
Awesome.
Forgot our names.
I was gonna say like these amazing Indians or whatever, but then I was like, God, they don't.
You didn't want to compliment us that good?
It's after Christmas. It's a new view.
Yeah. Yep. Shar, Shayna, Nate,
Yep.
and of course Robert.
Yeah.
All here.
On the ones and twos.
Camera's over here now.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. First episode back from Thanksgiving. Did you guys have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Gained a few pounds.
Real.
Definitely.
Like that. Already was, but that's added to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still eating turkey today. Yeah. Hell yeah. Gotta eat it all.
Getting tired of turkey.
Yeah.
I did. I was like, I got up
Yeah,
this,
get all creative.
this afternoon. I was like, you know what? I don't want to eat turkey again, so I made myself an egg sandwich. And then I'll have turkey for dinner.
Go back to the turkey.
Gonna switch it up.
So like after Thanksgiving I went back to work on Friday. I'm like there was like a couple of us at work. It's like so dead. I'm like, oh, I'm the type of person I can't work like when it's super quiet like that.
That's the best time.
So then we went to Lom's for lunch and then they were closed Thursday and Friday. And then my coworker was like, I didn't know Vietnamese people celebrated Thanksgiving.
Right, any day to take
They're
or
probably
Yeah,
shopping.
yeah.
They probably do in
Yeah.
America, you know.
Yeah, and they do because actually one of my other coworkers, she's Chinese and she's like, this is my first Thanksgiving. She's like, we're gonna.
Really?
She said with her turkey though, she's putting like Asian spices and stuff on it.
Really?
Like that would be really good. I bet.
Should have told her to share.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
My Indian friends, Indians as in
Mm-hmm.
dots, they
Yeah.
all apparently a big group of them in Sioux Falls get together for like a big kind of like co-family thing, and what they do is like their version of Boxing Day, where they have all of the men do all the cooking and preparing in the kitchen,
Oh,
and then all the women can just like take 5 and watch football or whatever.
Take
So it's
five.
hilarious because if you like know my bosses from my day job, it's just like I'm trying to imagine them like sitting there on cell phones arguing about how to cook something. Just like, no, you're doing it wrong. Either the brothers and they're just like go at it like that. It's like that sounds hilarious. Be a fly on the wall in there.
Seriously.
I thought you said
Yeah.
boxing. You said boxing?
What is Boxing Day?
Yeah.
Oh, Boxing Day is the day after Christmas in everywhere in the English-speaking world except the United States. It's a holiday where bosses take the place of their subordinates and vice versa. So, like, kings would serve servants, and servants would get to sit on the throne and stuff like that. And it's a holiday that goes back centuries, and they celebrate it in, like, England, Australia, New
Of
Zealand,
course
places
they
like that.
wouldn't hear.
Yeah.
But Canada even does it, but they don't do it in the U.S.
I thought you were talking about the guys that go and do all the cooking and the girls are putting on the gloves and boxing. I'm
Going
like,
at it.
That may be the result, but it's not intentional.
what kind of holiday is that, man?
Like, man. Be all right.
Actually, that sounds like most of my family's holidays.
Yeah.
Once the booze gets going.
Definitely once the booze gets going.
Fucking ace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound like
That's
a
what I
res
eat.
party right there.
I know, right? Chicks just be boxing out the dudes.
For real.
Yeah.
So what, did you spend Thanksgiving here in Sioux Falls or?
Nah, we went out to the casino in Flandreau. They had a big Thanksgiving dinner thing. You know.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh.
You didn't
You
chef
didn't have
up?
to cook, you know.
Man, that
I'm
is a good
chefing all
idea.
day.
Yeah,
Really?
I got a gang of
What
kids.
is-
I can't just be in there chefing up like
So like,
Get a giant turkey.
that.
just get a bunch of the same shirts. Like, all right, you're all here.
So we pay like $70 though, but
That's not
I mean,
bad
that's
because you
decent.
probably paid
eat
just
Yeah.
as much as you want, and then they had everything.
Yeah, because when
could
you think about a
of, so-
meal for like, I don't know,
Oh, yeah,
5,
because
6
I,
people, that's about.
Cause I had all my family come over and I spent way more than 70.
For real?
Because then you go back and you forget stuff. Like, damn it, I forgot sour cream.
That was
I
me
forgot.
all
nothing's
day
open.
Thursday.
Yeah. Man, yeah, that's a good idea. I thought about going to Marlin's for their like buffet or
Yeah,
whatever.
I came back in Sioux Falls and
Yeah.
seen that there was some restaurants that were open.
Yeah,
for the-
they said
Yeah.
they had like a big like Thanksgiving fucking buffet or whatever.
And then
Wow.
Bosses always has their free meal, right?
Oh, do they? Shit.
I thought that was
What?
Christmas.
What?
No,
sure.
there's a free meal, I thought.
I believe so.
Why did I pay $70 and I would have just went
Exactly.
there? It
You
was
should've went to
free.
the Yeah, I know. I seen a couple people post about it. So, yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Holiday Inn has a Thanksgiving brunch every
But you
year.
pay for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that
I didn't
me and
know
Mike
that
were
either.
talking about it. It's like if Boss's Chicken and Pizza can do that one day out of the year like that, or they do it more than that, but like all these other businesses, like it'd be nice if they did.
Yeah,
that.
they
You know what I
should
mean? Like,
everybody
it ha-
pick a different holiday,
Yeah.
and then you just go around.
Bosses seems to, in particular, have a like commitment to like help people, and I've noticed that they do things for
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
holidays
it's really
and like
And they're local.
yeah, and they're local, and they I know from like a volunteer work thing I did that they're really good about hiring people with like a criminal record, like giving them a chance once they get out of the system and stuff.
Yeah.
And they've been super good at helping people get back on their feet after that, and yeah,
That's really
it's a good
nice.
organization.
It's a good mission,
They're very
yeah.
understanding. Cause I had a friend that worked there too, and he was like, "I have to go to this meeting, and they were like, "That's fine, as long as you're here."
Shit, I'm Boss's Pizza. We fucking with you.
Sponsorship.
Sponsor.
Yeah.
We fucking with you right now, man.
For real.
They should hook us up
And
with
their
a pizza.
food
for
is
this one.
good. Like,
Yeah, they're
really
Oh yeah,
good.
it is
is.
good. That's definitely
Yeah.
good.
They do that big ass pizza thing or whatever. You know how if you can eat that whole big ass
That
pizza
giant
or whatever.
pizza?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
How
It,
big
huge.
is it?
it's gigantic. It's I don't know how big
It
it
has
is,
to
but
be
it,
like this big.
yeah.
I
I
could
forgot
do
what
that.
it was like.
I'd do that.
Probably do
Yeah,
that.
right.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
I take that
How-
challenge.
I'm
I'm
always
gonna have to
like-
order one now.
Yeah.
How much is
Like,
the pizza then? If you don't.
If you don't eat it,
How
I
much
think
is
it's
it?
like because I looked into it. I think
Yeah.
it's like $70 or something like that
Oh,
for the
man.
pizza because
Man,
it's huge.
do that.
It's huge.
Do you have like a
Fuck
time?
that. I'm gonna
limit?
go in there broke.
Yeah.
That way
I'm pretty sure.
Is there like
got
a
to
time
eat
limit?
this
Like
shit.
you have to eat it by
Yeah,
like
I don't.
2
I think
hours?
you have like an hour. I think
You're gonna be
is
just
what
like,
it is.
damn, I didn't quite make it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick and we'll settle up.
Be right back.
They're like, no, here you go. Here's a cup.
Yeah.
We got another runner.
There's a couple other places in Sioux Falls, right, that have a challenge
Buffalo
type
think
Wild
so.
thing.
Wings has like a hot challenge or something like that.
Huh. I would fail that.
Yeah.
I'm not good with the hot
Definitely.
stuff.
I would.
Yeah, I was in
Like,
Denver and they had
I'd
one
die.
at one of the bars I went to, and I was like, I really wanted to try it, but I was like, I don't know about that ghost pepper that gets you.
Damn,
Man.
I know. Hell no.
Like,
I went
ghost
to-
pepper
That's
is-
something that's fun, you know. It's
No,
It's
like,
not.
It's like that's
It's
not
not
even
fun.
fun.
Like I went to this bar and they. You know, have you ever seen that like Hot Ones like YouTube show or whatever where it's just like celebrities eating like levels of like hot wings or whatever, you know, and they go to like the hottest one, and then you can buy like the sauces like online or whatever, and somebody bought like the hottest sauce or whatever. I was like, give me that shit, and they just put like a little dab, and it just took it. And it ruined my life for like a good 45 minutes. Like my eyes were watering. Like I drank
Are you serious?
I drank like 2 big glasses of milk. Like it was fucking retarded. Like
Just a small dab?
Just wanted to
just
throw up.
yeah, like for real. It's like
Wow.
I was like, I don't know how people
You're
can like
I
eat
gotta walk
this.
this one out.
It wouldn't even have done any good. I was just like crying. Like it was awful, awful.
Someone said, where can we get the hottest burrito but tastes awesome?
Well, we still got some of that sauce left, so let's
Burritos at night
yeah. Yeah. Gilberto's. I don't know.
I knew you was gonna
Gilberto's is.
I
That's
love
his spot though,
Gilberto's.
man.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
another
I love
public.
Gilberto's too. Yeah. Yeah.
And we repping Bosses and Gilberto's.
I don't
Yeah.
know, Nikki's, I've never had the burritos, but I've seen someone like in line get one before, and they're huge. I
Yeah.
don't know how they taste. Their tacos are
I don't even know where to get the hottest burrito.
Yeah. I think it's just all the
Just
sauce.
depends
It
on
just
the
dep-
sauce.
Yeah. Because you can make any burrito into the hottest depending on like what kind of fucking sauce you have.
Cheese.
What all you put in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Sioux Falls isn't about that life. No, just kidding.
I mean, there probably is, but
Yeah, like they're underground.
I'm not about that life.
Yeah.
I always get close to the edge. I don't try like the hottest, but
No.
No, my sister's about that life. Like, she has the giantest bottle of freaking hot sauce, and I'm like, better calm down over there.
Yeah. No, I can't do all that. It's too much. Too much.
bowling alleys have good bar food.
Yeah.
I
They
say
do.
that. I
Good
Yeah.
pizza.
I ordered pizza last night, and me and Mike pretty much ate all of it, but a couple people. got
One
some
person was
slices.
like taking a bite randomly.
Yeah,
of
I
one
was
slice.
like, that's a waste. They better eat that whole thing up.
Yeah.
So I was like, who's eating this? I was like, so-and-so.
Like, I am
Just taking
now.
bites.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you went to
So
TLC.
yeah, TLC.
Yeah.
What?
Yup.
How was
Last
that?
weekend.
I was gonna talk about
Car
that.
sick, like bad. Like,
Really?
because my plan was, well, Shayna here was supposed to come with me, and I was gonna drive, but then things changed. My friend Tara ended up coming with me, and we drove in her car because she has a nicer car than me. And I totally didn't realize how bad I get car sick until I was like in her car. I was like, God damn it, I get really bad car sick. Like now that as an adult, yeah, I do. I don't know what it is.
Weird.
So we went all the way to Omaha, and I'm like over there with my like chair leaned back and my head tilted, like moving around, like trying not to get sick. And she's like, "Should we just like get something, like stop somewhere?" And I was like, "Yes, that's a good idea." So then we spent like way too much time in Omaha. We checked out a bunch of like Mexican shops there. Like it was really cool. They just sold stuff in there for like $10.
Yeah.
Got this nice purse for like $10. And then we ate some tacos and headed out and got ready, and then we were like 10 minutes late to the concert.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it already start?
Yeah.
Those
like,
casino shows like start
yeah,
on time.
they were on time.
Yeah.
And then there's like this huge line for drinks, and so then we went inside like a little restaurant and got a drink, and then this lady, I thought, you know, the cups would be like this size or whatever, and she gave us like cups like this much liquor in it. I'm like, Tara, you're gonna have to drink one because I can't do that. She's like, I don't drink those, and I'm like, well, tonight you are.
Well, you are tonight.
Yeah. Then we go in there, and then like the stage, you know, it's like a small kind of venue, and so like all the seats are good seats, and like they have the spotlights on T-Boz and Chili, and I'm just like, holy shit, they're like 20 feet from me right now.
Yeah, I seen your video. It seemed like it was like right there.
Yeah.
Your Snapchats were giving me anxiety. I was like, why are they so late?
She's like, where are you guys at? But man, they rocked it, and then they had like 4 dancers with them, and you know, it was like a show.
Yeah.
Like you don't see that around here a whole lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you better get some dancers. Just dogging it.
I know.
No, but it, you know, it's just surreal to like see that. And then of course they did all their songs. They did a couple songs from their new album, and I think it's just called like TLC or something like that.
TL.
Yeah.
Just
TC.
something like that. Yeah, and then so it ended, and I was like, oh, I was so sad, like, oh my gosh, I went by too quick. And then they come back out, and they're just like chilling with the people, like they stayed on the stage, but they were like got on their, like Chili was just pulling babies up and like kissing them and pulling kids up and just taking pictures with them, and then T-Boz was over there signing stuff, and I missed Chili because then she went to the other side of the stage, but then T-Boz, I got close to her, and I took my jean jacket off and I handed it to her, and she grabbed it, and she like did a really cool autograph. It says like TLC in it, and then it's love T-Boz. So it was like dope. Like her signature is cool. I was like, if I ever got famous, man, my signature would suck. Because like a couple years ago, Althea forged my signature. That's how bad it was. Like she's like 4th grade, like forging my stupid like field trip thing.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you forging my signature? But yeah, so that was really cool. I'm like, I need to get a case for this, and Mike's like, you're being dramatic.
Have it in the hallway in your house.
Dude,
like it has the fucking Hard Rock Casino or something.
Lights on it.
I'm gonna put my Nelly picture by it too.
Come by and dust it off.
Make it part of the chore list.
Go dust off my TLC jacket.
And my Nelly picture.
Straighten it out. No, it was so much fun because like I hardly ever take like girl trips and stuff like that, and so just like the whole trip was really cool.
Right on.
Yeah.
I didn't know you get car seats. Do you get like that on planes too?
No, well, sort of. Like
I get like
it
that
depends on
planes.
if they're like longer ones, then I kind of do.
Yeah.
If the seating's like really packed, but not really. It's just in cars mostly.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, am I like a dog? Like, am I
I'm
just
sure.
watching stuff? I don't get it.
Head out the window.
It gets worse like every time you have a kid.
Yeah.
Because every time, because now I have 3, but I get really sick. Just driving around town and I'm not driving, like I'm like ready to throw up.
Yeah.
I wonder
like,
why.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
It's
It's
weird.
so weird. Yeah.
I'll be like chewing gum, trying
It
to
was
like
bad
not barf.
It was bad when I was a kid, and then it went away. And it's probably because I drive all the time. I don't really notice. But
Yeah.
so if you ever drive with me, my boss
So
has
then you're
stories.
gonna drive then. That way, don't.
You're driving
Exactly.
everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, I could do like 12-hour drives like nothing. It's like, I'm driving.
Weird.
Good.
I wonder what the difference is.
It's because you're focused on one thing and you're not like everything else
Like a
around
damn
you.
dog, like watching the line.
Running around in the car.
This is the last time I really tried to focus, like mentally, I was just like, no. don't think about it. And
Yeah.
just look at the floor. It
Look
just
at the floor.
It's just not.
Then you're like this.
I seen you got Dramamine.
Yeah, that was my friend the whole way there and back. Yeah.
That's me on planes. Whenever I went to Miami, I was like popping them. I was like, I'm gonna throw up on this plane.
So yeah, I would never take a cruise. That's for sure.
Oh, I couldn't.
That's off my
Yeah.
list.
A cruise would just be a nightmare, too.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to go on a cruise.
My
No,
parents
I
went
wouldn't
on
go
a
on a
cruise.
cruise.
2
I want to
years
go to
ago.
a
Fuck
Disney
that.
cruise.
I'm scared of it, but I want to.
Yeah.
I'm just scared of the Titanic all over.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. That
You're
is
gonna be on the Titanic.
Just come with your own blow up boat. Like this.
For real.
Floating forever.
I won't even take nothing but that.
Man, I always see like
Carry
these
that on
fucking.
your
I just watched the Dateline too, or been binging like 48 Hours recently or whatever, and I watched one where this girl got knocked over a fucking cruise ship, and they like
They kept going.
Never
yeah.
found her.
Well, then nobody. It was at night, and so she was
Oh.
just
Nobody knew
fucking-
what happened. So.
Yeah, and it was just like fuck that shit. Can
That's
you imagine
my
being in
luck,
the
yeah.
middle of the ocean at night
By yourself.
and you just see your fucking boat going away? Like oh.
Dude, that's just my luck, though. You know what I mean? That's my kind of luck.
Would
Dude,
be.
yeah.
Not only that, a Megalodon will hook
Megalodon.
Meg would just come
Yeah.
scoop you up.
They don't exist, but they
Man.
will at that point for me, you know?
Man, that would be almost a better way to go out. Like, fucking, at least I'm dead and not fucking floating in the ocean for who knows how fucking long.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, man.
It's not starving
That's
to
like,
death.
that's like my worst nightmare is like being, that's why I could never go on a cruise, is just like being in the ocean, just, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
We used to watch Shark Week all the time, and now Aviana don't ever want to go to the ocean.
Oh, man.
Like,
I don't blame her.
go.
Shit.
And I feel bad, though, because I brainwashed her.
When I was little, when I used to live in Boston, we used to go whale watching out in Cape Cod, and we'd go out in like a boat, and fucking whales would be jumping out
Dude,
around
that's
or whatever.
I'm
That's what
scared.
I
Oh,
of
heard
I
that.
could never
Wow.
do that now. Like when I was like 7, 8 years old, like that was the shit. But there's no way.
You
I
see
could
how
ever
those
do that
whales
shit
don't
now.
care. They come up and hit the boats.
Yep.
And
I won't even
Yep.
care. I'd be like, I seen that whale. It was this close.
Shane will be
No.
back floating.
For real.
Yeah, fuck
In
that.
sync with it.
No.
Just chilling with it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to swim by seals either.
No, seals are mean.
I don't want to swim by anything.
Yeah, seals
Yeah.
are vicious.
Yeah.
When I was in
Seals
San
are-
Francisco, they were just like everywhere.
So dolphins ain't in the picture either, then, huh?
No. Yeah. Fuck that.
No.
I'll be holding on to dolphins.
I'm not trying to hold on to no dolphin.
I don't want to swim,
Dolphins are mean
swim with
too.
anything that's
No,
smarter
they
than me.
ain't.
Yeah.
Right, where they know like when to hold you down. And
Dolphins are always horny too. They might hump you.
Yeah.
Exactly. There you go.
Oh, that's why.
One of the underreported
understandable.
issues with swimming with dolphins.
Yeah.
Sign a waiver. They might hump you.
They might hump you.
I need my money back if I don't get humped.
I'm only signing up to get home. It's messed up.
Fuck. Fucking dolphins. Literally.
Somehow it's the dolphin's
Yeah.
fault. Like, let them be their wildlife.
Yeah.
So, I want to talk about this Friendsgiving things you had without me.
We still didn't even
I
have
didn't even do it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
This thing I wasn't invited
We
to.
should make a fucking pie though. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. I have like 1,000 pies in my fridge.
Mike
Should've
is
brought
like,
one.
Should have brought it.
Mike
Shit.
is like the bomb at making homemade pies. Last year he made a cherry and an apple one.
That's what's up.
Like it was,
I never made a pie.
we can have him like
Yeah.
teach us. We can all have
Just
our
have
own
him in
pie.
there baking a pie.
The pie guru.
Did you see how I'm making the pie signal?
The pie guru.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
we should do that.
Mm-hmm.
Cooking with Gabe. The fucking
Making a
Podcast
pie.
episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
We did that other podcast episode when we made Indian tacos, and it just turned into Shar making Indian tacos.
Because he's like touching the dough like with his fingertips. I was like, oh my god.
Gross.
No, he stopped. He's
I
like,
don't
I don't know. I'm like,
Fingers. I don't know. I don't
Just
like
get out of
getting
the
my.
kitchen.
It's basically how it went down. Shit. Just
Well,
move.
now you know how to make fry bread.
Yeah, yeah. Now I
So,
can make
yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
now I'm not impressed by it anymore by people baking it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I do that shit myself.
Yeah.
All by
I'll
myself.
just make
Yeah.
my own.
Yep.
Oh, you don't invite me? Well, I'll make my own.
Charging $10.
Yep.
Wow.
I know. For real.
$10 is a lot.
I
for
know.
taco.
I know.
Yeah.
That's like fairground stuff.
Fair.
Shit.
It's like
And they ain't even good
Yeah.
at the
It's
fair.
ridiculous.
I've never got one. But
Speaking of taco, Greg brought me an Indian taco on Thanksgiving.
I know,
It was
I've
fucking
seen
big
that.
as fuck
I was
too.
so
Yeah.
jealous.
Like a catcher's mitt.
I was like, how the
It's
hell
good.
does he have Indian
It's
tacos
good.
and his freaking turkey?
Yeah, it was good. It was very good.
I brought him chili and fried bread.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
Good. That was good too.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So I'll be in LNI next. Wait, what's today?
That's
The
It's in
25th.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
yeah. I just seen there's like some Unity concert going on up there.
Oh, really?
Cody Blackbird band's gonna be up there.
When? During that time?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
cool.
it was what, like the 13th through the 15th or something like that.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
I'm there the 12th to the 13th.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that goes on.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
around
Allen
LNI.
Ice.
It's
Oh, yeah. That's
That was like
really
my
cool.
favorite thing to do when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Did you go on that?
Mm-hmm. I went every year.
Yeah.
Me and my cousins.
Yeah. I remember my dad used to go and watch the games like almost every year.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go, and I was part of like the quiz bowl or whatever
Oh,
the fuck.
was you the
Like,
nerd? Did
yeah,
you
a bunch of
You
nerds
were
up
part
there.
of the
boy.
quiz bowl.
Yeah.
Hey, Lincoln
Yeah.
High School, I think, placed
Yeah.
like 3rd or 4th last year for their language bowl.
I don't know.
Yeah. Putting Sioux Falls on the map.
Yeah. I was I think I was like a basketball manager one year too, and I went up there for that.
Wait, so what does that entail?
It's
Like
just-
a water boy?
Yeah, it's
Just-
basically just
Yeah.
go get me a water,
Carrying
bitch.
a clipboard.
Yeah.
Fucking
Facing back to the
Dustin's having that sweeper thing going across the fucking.
Just
just
wipe
like
off their
janitor.
shoes.
Yeah.
So basically, that's the custodian
Yeah,
for
just-
janitor.
Just the team's bitch, basically. Like fucking. It was just let me go on all the trips with you guys. Fuck.
Mhm.
Well,
So-
that and then DOC too. So I used to love going to both of those.
What's
What's
DLC?
that?
You know,
Dakota Yate Challenge.
oh,
I don't even
shit.
know what that is.
It's instead of the Lakota tribes, it's the Dakota tribes.
I wonder what it is, because I
Like a
think they just
basketball
call it the
tournament thing?
language
I don't
bowl.
even know if they. Well, I'm old, so I don't even know if they still do it anymore.
Yeah.
But it was up in Watertown or here.
Oh, is it a different time? Not
Mhm.
during LNI?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's like LNI's in December, and then I think DOC was in February or March.
That's cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
LNI, last year, LNI, the downtown Rapid City, was the first year they had a banner up of, like, the LNI. Like, that's crazy, right? All those years.
That brings like so much business to Rapid City.
That's what
like
I'm
I
saying.
don't.
And the hotels are packed. Like, every single hotel is packed.
The parents like party it up harder than like
The kids
yeah,
do.
yeah, it's like ridiculous up there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been up there in a few years, a long time actually. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was always like the best time to go party. We'd always have like a booth set up at the fucking games,
Mhm.
selling CDs and shit like that, and then
Yeah,
go fucking party at night.
I seen that one dude there who was on our New Year's Eve. What's his name? Chase?
Oh yeah, yeah.
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 He's like, he didn't even recognize me.
Oh, for real?
I look different when I put my hair different. Like, I look different all the time. Just depending. But,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a whole bunch of people.
I'm sure he'll be
there
there again.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's always.
He's always
wherever.
in them
on the
spots.
go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there with the booze for work. And then I'll be at a conference, so I'm super busy. I'm hoping to, like, to go hiking while I'm out there.
Yeah.
What-
In the freezing
When is
cold.
it? That
Yeah.
2 weeks from now?
In
Yeah.
the freezing
2 weeks.
cold.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that would be cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like going out there because it's, like, crazy. Like, all the natives you see.
Yeah.
It's just the big res.
Yeah.
It's just like it's
Times-
just like all the
Times
reses
two,
just
because,
unite
like,
in Rapid
Mhm.
City.
Yeah. It's like everything shuts down because I know we partner with a lot of the tribes. They're out from like the 11th through the January 1st or something crazy.
Yeah, like fucking.
they're gone.
I know Rosebud. They'll like cancel like the whole res is canceled for fucking.
Yeah,
LNI.
everything shuts
like-
down, which is cool because then there's no conflicts. You can
Yeah.
just go and not feel like
Yeah,
you can't.
it's crazy. Good times.
Yeah.
I should go out there this year.
You should.
Go miss out.
Carried away in front of all those kids.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they have that art too. They have like their art competitions. It's really dope. They have like different styles of art too, and then they separate it by categories. And then, yeah, I seen some shoes, some Vans. Someone beaded some of those. Like it was really cool. And then they're all youth that do it. All young kids.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Beaded shoes.
Yeah.
Start beating on my shoes.
Contemplating that.
Sell it for $500.
Yep. Yep.
That's insane.
Yeah.
$500.
They probably would.
I mean, they
something
could
like that.
easily.
Yeah.
But I always feel bad whenever I charge more than $20 for my earrings. I was like, no, because it costs like $5 for me to make.
Yeah. Well, it's like your labor.
Yeah,
You know
does
what I
that
mean?
include your time as well?
Yeah.
Plus
'Cause it
your,
takes
your
so long.
authenticity.
And I have to
Exactly.
be super patient.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's why I
Speaking
don't
of-
need.
Speaking of, I
Be
gotta
all
get
over
my
the
Christmas
place.
list
I used
going.
I used to, but I didn't get too mad every time I break the string.
Oh,
By the way, how hard are you beating?
Then you got to thread it back
Just
in there.
pull it
Extreme
hardcore.
beating.
This is the tightest
Yeah.
beads ever.
Oh, man. Throw it.
Had to
Yeah.
do the needle all over again.
Still beads everywhere.
when I was trying to bead, I got like the smallest beads there were, and I was so stupid looking back. I'm like, why did I do that? Yeah.
It's got size
Oh,
17.
speaking
Now
of,
you get pony beads. Beads
The
of pony
biggest
get the
Pony
beads
beads.
people put in the hair. Just big old beads. I was speaking of like Christmas though. We're gonna be having like a Sioux Falls gathering for Native students and families, and that's December 7th. So Lincoln High School, and it's for all of the Sioux Falls district Native students and their families to attend.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. So a bunch of people hit me up like, your name's on the flyer.
I know, I got that in my, like, I
in the mail.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I was like,
I
what
got
the
it
fuck?
too.
Now
Yeah.
she's fucking mailing me shit too. Like,
You already messaged me.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool.
I was
that
like,
they
oh
did that.
shit, it's legit.
Yeah. Yeah, Shayna's gonna be making some
Oh.
fry bread.
Yep.
She said, "Oh."
Everybody's gonna have top-notch fry bread at the.
Yeah.
Top notch.
Yeah. Oh, and anybody out there, we need a Santa suit, so if anyone can help with that.
Nice,
Yeah.
you got busted up.
I said I was gonna be Santa.
Yeah,
They just need a
he offered it,
They
so
just
we
need a
need-
fat guy suit. Like
Yeah.
fucking
That's it.
you know.
Like, how cool would it be to see a native Santa?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have some
you-
fake
you-
braids
I
for
was
it
just
too.
gonna say that.
Braid you,
I was
do
like,
up.
you got
Right,
braids.
this way coming down.
I did do Santa one time whenever like way back in the day whenever I used to be like a fucking computer teacher back in when I first graduated college, and I was walking around the St. Francis Indian School and my fucking pants fell down my suit, so like walking in all these
Why would that
in
even
these
happen?
kids' rooms. I mean, I had other pants on, but I was like, this perverted Santa just fucking
It's a flashing pants.
his trousers falling
Just
off.
walking down the hallway
Yeah.
with your pants around your ankles. Coming home now, shield.
Yeah,
Never been invited back.
yeah.
I was
Reach
never
into my
Santa
sack.
For some
again.
reason.
I don't know why.
Yeah, so like, but I was thinking, I went in Ragstock the other day, and they have like holiday sweaters and stuff. So
Yeah.
maybe we could just get you like a holiday sweater.
That's not the same thing.
No, you gotta
Oh,
be
no.
Santa.
Yeah.
I
They
seen
have a
Santa.
they have a
I
Santa
seen
suit at
Santa.
Party America.
He's
it?
got to be
Yeah,
Santa.
I've seen it.
Can you rent
Because
it?
I was like,
Or
oh
what?
shit, I want that Santa suit. I don't know who's gonna wear it, but I
And
wanted
Shayna, you
it.
could be Mrs. Claus.
Oh my god.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
handing out the fry bread.
Yeah.
and Mrs.
There
Claus.
you
Yes!
go,
At
yeah.
a basket.
Have it wrapped.
I'm like the meanest Mrs.
Have it
Claus.
wrapped in gift wrap.
Just
Yeah.
fucking take it.
Open your present, just the fry bread.
I went.
It's all greasy. The paper's all soaked
Just
through.
so good for a second.
It fell off. It's messed
But,
up. My fry
yeah,
bread's
we're-
not that greasy.
We're hoping for a good turnout, though. Not too good of a turnout, though. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's not go
Everybody
crazy.
can. I
Yeah.
had to tear fry breads in half for everyone.
There
Yeah.
it goes. One more time.
It was a Christmas miracle. There was fry bed for only 4, but we get 50.
And she ripped
You
it in
get
half.
one little bite.
You take a bite of this one. One bite, and then.
No, you spit that back out.
Let me see that. You took too much.
See, you
Yeah,
can get
so, like-
2 out of that one.
So, like, in Sioux Falls, there's almost 2,000 Native students enrolled. So it's like, if the
10%.
word gets out, I
Get
mean,
10%.
Word gets out, all
That's
2,000 of you guys could be there.
yeah, so for, like, the open house,
You better
that-
get started on that fry bread today, then.
right?
Yeah.
I was like, I need the whole day off. I'm starting way in the morning.
Yeah, and we're hoping, like, we know a couple other people that we think will volunteer, but we just got to reach out to them. So it's coming up quick, and so there's still a lot of work to do, and we still need volunteers and all that stuff. And yeah, Lincoln High School, the principals there were really cool and offering the space and the custodians and all that. So we're really thankful to Lincoln High School.
Right on.
Yeah, we're waiting. Yeah, but if anyone wants to help out in any way, like, feel free to call Indian Education in Sioux Falls, or my contact info's on the flyer. So.
Like, what other activities are they going to be having?
Yeah, and so this is kind of like the first gathering, and so basically we're just going to go over, like, the mission. As the parent committee, we're going to kind of introduce ourselves, and then the director of Office of Indian Education is going to be there. And I don't think a lot of people understand what Office of Indian Education even does, or what kind of services they can provide. And so I asked her if she could speak on those things, and so families can hear it. Like,
Is there a
from them.
Facebook event or something I can link to?
Yeah. Well, we only have the flyer. We don't have, like, an event page.
Okay.
Because we're really just pushing it mostly through the email and our email. Yeah, the emails and the paper copies.
Sure.
Because people need RSVP and stuff, and so this time we're not pushing heavy on Facebook, but the flyer is on Facebook though. So yeah, and then there will be the youth council that's going to be starting, or it's already formed, I guess. They're calling themselves All Nations Student Youth Council, and so Delilah, you know Delilah, right?
Sure.
You know her.
Not the
She's a junior at Lincoln High School.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I
she's
know
just
who
like
she
a
is.
very passionate young lady, and so she's gonna speak about, like, what upcoming activities they have going on, and if students, like, want to sign up that day, and she can start reaching out and kind of gathering them outside of school, and it's for all schools too. It's not secluded just to Lincoln High School, although that's where it's originating from. But yeah, so I'm really excited to see what they have in store and how we can support them.
That's cool. So,
Yeah.
like, all schools would have, like, it would be like an all-school, like, committee thing or whatever? That's
Yeah, and then I think the bigger goal down the road would be to meet with other, like, of the surrounding tribes in South Dakota for Sioux Falls. Because I know a lot of the tribal schools get together, their student councils do. So, they, the students here would represent Sioux Falls.
Right on.
Yeah. And so then we'll talk about, like, upcoming events, and we'll have, like, a suggestion box. And I know, like, when I posted on Facebook, there was so much feedback from people who had ideas. And, like, I can see the next event being more of, like, incorporating, like, our language and activity with that, and a fun game or something. So always, like, learning being a focus, and our culture being a focus.
And snacks.
Oh yeah, snacks. Probably not a full dinner like this one will be, but for sure, like, snacks. We want to make sure, like, people who come are
And snacks.
don't go hungry. But
Is there gonna be a fry bread making station?
right,
They should do, like, like, show
them,
people how to make fry bread.
yeah,
That would be kind of cool.
yeah,
Have
or
to
like
find,
traditional
a
foods,
simple,
Like hamburger,
not
macaroni soup?
like wasna.
or like when people dry out their, like, veggies and fruits and stuff.
Mhm.
That'd be cool to see how those are made. Yeah. so there's a lot of ideas, and I can see it like, you know, being really fun, hands-on, interactive.
That would be a cool thing for like the parade next year too. Like get like their input and like support in getting that like word out to.
Yeah, I think so too, and then also like advocating for themselves, because like, you know, it's how great is it to hear it from parents, but then also hearing it from the youth who go to school and who live in this community. So, you know,
Right on.
I could see it being a really big thing, and so this is just kind of the first gathering. We want to provide dinner before everyone like kind of breaks off and for Christmas break and the New Year.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea. Yep. Somebody get a fat Santa suit so I can
make that happen.
Yeah, be fat Santa.
Yeah.
Fat native Santa.
Shayna could
Just
be
need
Mrs. Claus.
braids.
Yeah.
We'll get
Just
you like one of
extensions.
those.
Yeah,
One of those wigs.
Yeah.
From like the really bad movies from back in the day.
Yeah.
Where
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Freaking from Dancing with Wolves or something. That kind of hair.
No, those ones were real.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
like from the 40s.
From the Halloween store.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
No, you don't want to promote that.
Going there buying a little Indian outfit.
Yeah.
I'm just taking the break.
Fucking A. Yeah.
You just braid your little bangs you got going on.
Yeah, I could do that.
You could easily braid that if you don't get a haircut.
Test it out. I'd
Okay.
like to have some braids. It's not that long, I don't think.
No,
It is.
It's
In the front it is. It's
Yeah.
long enough.
it's braided.
So just have some front
Just
bit.
two random braids right here.
Yeah.
Going on like Travis
Yeah.
Scott.
Yeah.
And then Coolio got the ones on the side.
Fucking
like
Coolio's still
Yeah.
hanging on to that haircut, even though he's like bald as fuck.
that. He's trying.
Like,
though.
have you seen a picture of him like
Yeah.
lately?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I haven't.
He's
Oh.
trying. He's
Yeah.
trying.
Now I'm gonna have to go Google.
Oh, it looks
I know,
awful.
me too.
He's like bald. He looks like a crackhead because he's
Yeah.
got like these like scraggly
braids
fucking things
still.
coming out, and he's just bald and old. Oh,
Hey, don't hate that.
terrible.
Don't hate the elders.
Nah, I mean just let it go. Let the haircut go. Like, you know.
You're 90% bald.
Let it go.
Let them two braids go, man.
Just fell off.
Yeah. You're still Coolio. You're still a legend, but just, you know.
You see when he was here in Pave?
No, he was here in Pave.
Yeah,
What?
he was here in Pave chilling.
For what?
When?
They remember back when they had that concert in the 90s?
Oh,
Whatever,
yeah,
him,
yeah.
Salt Pepper.
Oh, yeah.
They were all in Pave chilling.
Hey,
Huh.
I should have went to pay
Man,
that
yeah.
day.
That would have been dope.
I just went to the concert. My
Would've
boss
been-
went to it even.
All
Yeah, I
cool
went to-
chilling next to that haircut.
I went to
Yeah.
went to the show and then went to Pave. I didn't know they was gonna be in there, and then they showed up. Then they blocked them all off, gave them their own little section.
Oh, really? Cheap.
You didn't even get a pick.
Yeah. Uh-uh.
You're forever not getting picks.
Like never prepared. Like I feel like even if he was prepared, like something would happen.
Something's gonna happen, dude.
Yeah.
Something will happen to prevent it, dude.
I remember I wanted to go to that show and fucking, whatchamacallit. That was when I was working at Sanford or whatever. And Tone Loc had like a fucking heart attack on stage.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
same one.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit, maybe I'll get to meet Tone Loc after all, because I was at the hospital.
Well, he came back later.
Yeah.
He came back on stage
Yeah,
later and
yeah.
finished
That's
his set.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I thought it was part of the show at first.
That's what everybody says.
For real.
They're like, he does this every time.
That's messed up.
Falls out every time. Huh?
It's like to make it
Going
dramatic.
in too hard.
Yeah. Damn, I want to get like that.
That was like the last big like hip hop show they had here in town, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder if that did that do well.
I
yeah,
think
it
so,
was
yeah.
packed. It was
Huh.
packed.
I wonder why they haven't had a show since then. Because that's been shit. That's like 2 years ago now.
I don't want nobody falling out no more.
Yeah, they're like, no, we can't be putting
Yeah.
those rappers up there.
No more Tone Loc.
You can't be
Liability.
putting those rappers up there.
Liability.
It would be nice to have a concert here, though.
Yeah, a big one.
Yeah.
A big one.
Get like
Oh,
Oh, the game.
I'm just thinking. Did you
No,
guys see
the
that?
game was here already.
Yeah.
Was it? When
Yeah,
it was.
I was 19.
Yep.
I got
I
on
was 20.
stage.
Yeah, it
What
was.
was that?
Trey
got
Lane.
on
Trey
We got
Lane.
on stage.
29?
Trey Lane
Yeah.
and Trey Lane
I
and V
am,
opened
10
up.
years
10
ago.
years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago. I jumped on stage
Well, see, we need
faster
it back
now.
now.
Shannon was
again.
scrapping for one of the game's talents.
It was
Yeah.
his wife beater.
No, he was just
I
chugging like
reached in
Patron
there.
or tequila.
It
or
was
whatever.
Grey
Or
Goose.
that's the same thing. Whatever he was.
Ain't all
I
of
remember.
those.
It was Grey Goose's
Was
giant
it?
bottle.
Oh yeah. And then
36
we're like,
ounces.
was he really drinking that?
I
like,
don't think
do
so. I
rappers
think it was
fake
water.
drink?
I don't.
You know?
I mean, I don't fake
You
drink.
fake drink a whole
We know you don't fake drink.
Yeah.
We know you don't fake drink. There's proofs of that.
Yeah.
You know, fake
I don't
drinking here.
Oh, did you
See, this
see?
one time I got on stage like so blank I couldn't remember none of my shit.
That happens.
Yeah. Oh, I've been to shows where yeah.
You think
He's like,
famous
"Ah,
people do that
shit."
too?
Yeah.
I try not to do that on like shows that matter, but shows that don't matter, like it happens.
I forgot
Oh, yeah.
what. It was so long ago, but everyone was like, oh my god.
Then someone. Oh, never mind. But
Okay.
I was gonna say that.
Classified.
Yeah. That don't come up.
Yeah. But did you see that? Damn, my mind just went blank. That video of those girls twerking or whatever.
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
my
I
Same
did.
with, like
Yes.
world
It's
star.
like what the hell? I was like, is this in Sioux Falls?
That was a cake
Yeah.
can, huh?
That was a
That's
cake
like
can
an
show.
icon.
Was
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could tell.
I
by
was
the carpet.
wondering where it was. I was
Yeah.
like, where
It was
is
like the
this
icon
place?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an icon. You could tell
That
by the
sucks,
stage
man.
set up, and then the rug.
Had all
they
the
always had that
15-year-olds out there twerking.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Gotta
one
show
was just
Robert the video.
super awkward and just like, what is that girl doing?
Oh my god.
So overall, she won.
Yeah.
She got all the publicity.
Everybody knows her now.
Yeah. So now who's really laughing? You know.
Yeah.
Because that DJ, do you know who the DJ was? Like
DJ Tony Tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, tell her like any events I do in Sioux Falls, she's getting them free.
Yeah. Yeah. Any event
That's
she's
awesome.
on. Yeah.
So, must have got a shit ton of views. I'm guessing that.
It went
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
viral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's viral.
It had like a ton of views.
And then I seen people were like, oh no, people in Sioux Falls or people think Sioux Falls only has girls that can dance like that, like Katie Dan.
Yeah.
Because there was one girl dancing right next to her that was dancing just fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Had that good twerk. Yeah.
I remember before I even knew what it was, someone asked me, and I was like, no, but that sounds really stupid. And she's like,
Didn't want to continue the conversation.
yeah,
Like,
it's-
well,
End of
we
conversation.
never became friends.
She was
so.
probably like, well, I know I can twerk.
Well,
I
I
don't know
was
about
over
you.
twerking.
So like the older I get, the more like things sound stupider. I'm like,
She's like,
what?
that
Say
sounds
that
dumb.
again.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough.
Like the floss.
Oh, that's so dumb.
That's
The
a
floss?
kid
What is
move.
that?
No, but it's
That
still.
one.
But you see
I'm
adults
all
doing
about
it.
to bust
though.
it out.
So, it's more than
Yeah,
just
people
that
do it all
one.
the time.
I don't know what it is.
Where they go, something like that.
There you go. Like, I don't know.
Oh, the one with that Katy Perry kid does or whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Some,
I guess I didn't hear Katy Perry busted
Remember
that
that?
out
Because
of
isn't
nowhere.
that kid? He was like a internet
Yeah, that-
YouTube thing,
yeah,
and then Katy
he-
Perry put him in a
he was all
video or
serious
whatever, and
doing
now
it, like-
everybody does that fucking thing.
Yeah, when I went to DC back in May, there's like a lot of homeless people who like dance or like do something for money. So this dude would just like lay on the lawn chair, and I was like, "What's all these kids around him for?" And then he started playing music, and then they all started flossing. Like there's like 10 kids flossing with this guy, and then he's getting money. Like people were like chucking in
For real?
money in his little bucket.
It's gangster. How do you fall for that? Like some homeless guy's like, "Hey kids, come here."
Yeah, that's what he does. He's like, get around. I need more people.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, okay.
And he's just chilling. I
Yeah.
would be so scared to go stand by a guy.
Right
on a
outside the
chair.
White House, even. It's right
Really?
outside the White House.
There's so I went to Washington D.C. too before, and there's so many homeless people there. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's
dude, they got camps and shit in those places.
It was
Well,
sad
there's
because
that one camp up in Minneapolis now.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I
What's
just
that
I
called?
just heard about that.
I don't know, but yeah.
they have
It's
like
called
a-
K Camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't I read about that because isn't there like a couple people have like died in that camp? or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
For
And
real?
so I
It's
think
really
that's-
bad up
I
there.
think that's why it got a spotlight now because of those. Unfortunately, you know what I mean. Like it took that to make the news or whatever.
Man, yeah, that's rough.
And then today, what that whole that wall.
Oh yeah, what's
Yeah.
what's going on with that? I've been kind of looking at the videos and shit. What popped that on?
I don't know. I guess like are people trying to take that wall down? I don't know.
Oh, is it?
I didn't read the whole thing, but anyways, they looked like they all got tear gas.
Yeah, there was tear gas. And some that U.S. was hitting them with tear gas or something.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Where's it
that.
located?
Arizona.
Oh yeah, it was Arizona, I think.
I don't know. Yeah, it's somewhere like.
Oh no,
that.
Tijuana or something.
Is it?
Something like that. I don't know. I was just kind of gathering at it just before I came here,
Yeah.
watching the video.
Yeah, I just barely seen it too, so
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Huh.
But-
What are they doing? Like spraying people and shit? Or what are they doing?
Well, I seen like a huge wall, and then you see a little bit further down. There's like a wired, like fence type one. So I don't know.
I just see people climbing on it or what. I don't know if they're climbing on it trying to get over to America or what. But it's like this.
Yeah, it was
Shitload.
Tijuana.
Is it? It's
Yep.
like shitload of people. I believe they're trying to come over, isn't it? Or is
Yeah,
it just,
it's one of the migrant caravans has hit the border, and they were trying to kind of climb in, and U.S. Border Patrol fired the tear gas into them.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was watching that a little bit before I got here.
How hard is it to get citizenship in the United States?
Very.
Yeah. Like even when
Like
they're
I feel
here
like
for
I
like
wouldn't even be able to pass a citizenship.
even when
test.
they're here for 10
Yeah.
years,
For
they
real.
still have like it's a long process.
And it's like
Very
an
long.
ultimate test on the United States, like everything.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the
Presidents.
presidents and
You
What
gotta
was
know
this
you
president's favorite color?
You gotta know the one
Just kidding.
that
But
ask
it's
her.
yeah,
pretty
because like one time
descriptive.
I did like a temporary job where I was like door knocking and stuff, and I happened to like be at this lady's house, so she was like, "Oh, I'm taking the U.S. citizenship test soon," because I was like, "What the heck is she watching?" It was all 19 blah blah blah, like you know, like talking about some president.
It's
I'm like, "Oh my god!"
everything about the
Yeah,
United
that was-
States.
I was working with this guy and he was just naming off everything about USA and he was going for his citizenship. I was like, damn, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like I know I wouldn't be able to pass it.
Like unless you know, the easiest way is like if their children are born in the U.S. They're automatically citizens.
Isn't Trump trying to like take that away
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, but he's stupid.
It was like anchor
It's like
babies
in the
or whatever they're
Constitution.
called.
So
Yeah, it's constitutional. You can't do
Yeah.
that. So
yeah. So he's dumb, but anyway.
We've all established that.
Yeah.
And I think that's been established.
Like a lot of things he's trying to do that he just can't.
Just wants people to panic.
I seen a thing the other day. I think it was like a meme that says, "You want to teach your kids how important education is? Show them a speech by Obama, and then show them a speech by Trump."
Seriously. 100%.
Yeah,
I thought like people made those speeches for the president.
yeah. Like,
There's
well, I
some
mean,
Yeah,
people
they should.
write them.
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah, other people.
But
Yeah,
He
with,
definitely
with
needs
Trump,
a
you're
writer.
seeing why normally someone writes them for them.
Yeah.
True.
yeah,
Why those jobs are so important.
You see that video when it like he was doing a speech and then a native did a war cry on there and then
Yeah,
all
and then they-
panicked.
they fucking yeah,
He let the ground off to the side.
yeah.
I've seen that.
I wonder, do presidents ever reuse speeches? Like, do they fucking?
Stump speeches, like when they're campaigning and then they go like Kansas City and then they go to New Hampshire and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They'll reuse like big chunks of it. Because if you've ever like followed a campaign for like reporting and stuff like that, it's just like once you've seen one stump speech, like John McCain was awful, where he used like word for word even the same beats and jokes.
Yeah.
To the point that it was just like, Jesus Christ, if I hear McCain tell that joke about the drunken sailor in the U.S. budget one more time, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Yeah, I would think that would be like a hard job to write, like, you know, because sometimes they're doing like 2-3 speeches a day, so somebody's just fucking writing like
Yep.
crazy speeches for him. Yeah, that's
Probably getting
fucking-
paid big money.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
Oh
are.
yeah.
Not as much as you think, but they're getting
Oh,
paid
bro.
pretty damn good
I'm
by
sure I
at
could
my
write a pretty
standard.
good speech.
Yeah,
Just play some music in the background
Yeah.
when we get started.
Hold up. Where's my notebook?
yeah, huh?
Yeah.
That would be a tough job, I would think.
Yeah, I just think all of it would be. You have to like look a certain way, be a certain way. And if you're not, then everyone's like, oh my god, you know.
Yeah. I like that girl with that Cortez. Is that her name? That new.
That Congress.
Yeah. Is it her last name Cortez?
I think so. It
With the
C.
teeth.
With the teeth.
Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
yeah.
What does that mean?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah. Okay. And she like said in an interview the other day where they were talking about how the U.S. like they have no problem paying for unlimited war, but like we're like one of the only like civilized countries that it doesn't have like medicine for everybody or whatever, or medical help for everybody. I was like, yeah, fucking ask that question. Let's get a real answer because it's important.
Here's the answer you're going to get. That's socialism.
Yeah.
Why do you hate America so much?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then I seen another thing talking about that girl, and they were like, they were trying to make her look stupid or whatever, and it was like, let's elect more millennials to Congress, and then like somebody replied like, well, I mean it's going to happen because it's just the way time works.
I mean, everybody dies.
It's inevitable.
Everybody dies.
And the funny thing is, there are now more millennials who are eligible to vote than there are baby boomers. That we're already at that point. We just need the millennials to actually show up. That'd be great.
Yeah.
If they could do that, that'd be great.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys vote.
A lot of the millennials I know they vote.
I know a lot of
instill it
people
on them.
who didn't vote.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I think I can vote. So next.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Why can't you vote?
They waited for that.
Yeah. My vote was gonna change the tide.
Why can't you vote, man? Fill us in.
I am
What
no
happened?
longer on probation, so that is excellent news. Yeah.
After how many years?
This is like 4 years. Yeah, it was like
crap.
a long time. It was a long time. Yeah, that was like came out of the blue on Friday, so that was good.
That's sweet.
Your middle name's Ronald?
Yeah, it's my dad's name. Yep. Fucking. I used to always get teased when I was young. My brother would call me Ronald McDonald, then the kids at school would call me Ronald Reagan. So.
There's no escaping that.
Those are some smart kids.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, at the time Ronald Reagan was president, so it was like
And Ronald McDonald was pretty popular.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
That's
Yeah.
That's when
It
they
was
had
a long time ago. Yeah.
That's when they had this creepy little statue. Do they still have those?
Yeah.
McDonald's?
They
Do
do.
they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Fucking
Where he's just chilling like this.
Being
He's
all
got his-
super creep.
Yeah.
yellow striped onesie on. It's fucking creep.
That was overall.
Big ass shoes. I don't know.
It's a one. Yeah,
It's a big ass onesie.
He's got no underwear on in there. It's just like,
He just turned everybody into
but no one questions this guy.
go ahead, fish around in my pocket for a candy. Like, no.
Who wants to play the ball pit? Good times.
Wow.
Oh man,
I can't
that
even.
was great.
That's messed up.
Oh, fucking is. Yeah. That was good. Fucking creeping ass Ronald McDonald.
Made Shark cry.
That's that blush laugh.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Remember, like in the ball pit too, like back in the day, like you go in there and
Hey,
like
speaking of ball pit,
there'd be like all kinds of shit in there. Like you'd fucking there'd be vomit in like the fucking like the middle of the balls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like what the
So
fuck?
terrible.
Yeah.
Do they even have ball pits anymore?
No.
Like the
No.
one on 26 is just like a playground, right?
Yeah, as they're flipping them over and remodeling them and refreshing them, they're removing those.
Yeah.
Although that used to be a big part of their strategy, but they're retooling for the 21st century.
Huh,
That's
that's
whack.
disappointing. Yeah.
yeah, when I used to work at McDonald's,
I mean, I
I
would
used to have to
definitely
wash
throw my
that
kids
shit
in
all
them.
the time.
Did you?
Really? You have to
Oh.
like wash the ball pit?
All of those.
So if you're
go
wondering,
in
the
there
guy
and take
was
them in
that
the
cleaned.
kitchen.
Huh.
Take them
In
in
the
there,
kitchen.
yeah, and then we have to
Just
wash
washing
them
balls.
and take
Did
them
you at
all
least
day.
get to like hide in there
No.
once in a while when there was like shit you didn't want to do and just like
Dude, I would just go. If I worked in a place like that, I would just take off running and go.
I would hate my
They used
job
to
as a
have a
ball
really
washer.
cool place in Sioux Falls. It was called like.
You love it. You don't even get paid for
I
it.
can't remember.
You used to have to wash the play
messed
area,
I'm busting
and then
it out
those
like
kids
that.
piss all over them, all over the slides and shit. They'd be pee all over the slides.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I had to
Sounds
go in
like a
and try to
playground
wash
on the
that
res.
shit.
Sounds like irresponsible parents. I would be
Man.
so mad
That's
if
the
my
point,
kid
right?
peed somewhere.
Like your kid run wild.
Yeah.
Like, now I have to go in there and clean it? I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
I'd be
Yeah.
crawling through trying to clean up
Oh,
my kids' feet.
I'd be
Because
like,
that's
no.
embarrassing to me.
I bet we're going.
Some stranger soiled this slide.
One of these bad kids in here.
Your kids are the only ones in there.
Kids
Your
literally
kid's the
leaving
only
a
one
trail.
with poop on his hand.
Only one with wet pants.
Oh, that's fucked up,
Yeah.
but too real.
Yeah.
That's why they get rid of them.
Yeah, I remember being a dirtbag on the res, like when back in high school and like peeing down those slides. Like we used to fucking live.
Oh.
Yeah, like we used to fucking be you know, this is like when I was in high school, being a dirtbag. We used to live like right near the school, and a bunch of us kids would just go and just pee down the slides, like fucking.
Like, what was,
Yeah,
what
like,
was
I
the
remember-
thrill of that?
I don't know, just watching the pee go down the slide. I don't know.
It's a boy thing.
Just a fucking
probably.
dirtbag. I don't
In
know.
high school, though. Like, I understand if you're 10.
No,
I
no.
completely understand.
Nah.
Not when you're in
Yeah, being a
No, when
fucking.
you're
And then
Yeah.
last
16.
month when you did it, that
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
bit
yeah.
much.
That was just like just bring reminisce, you know.
No
Bring
one's
that high school
around.
nostalgia back.
Yeah.
Go out of my way to go to the playgrounds.
Hey, buddy, what's up? You want to go to the park and pee down the slide?
For old time's sake.
Now and forever, I'm never going to the park by Night Chill's house.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't do it anymore. I mean, not near my house anyway. But
Not in my vicinity.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Now I'm gonna be like, gross, don't touch any slides.
Psh, I
Yeah.
knew it was.
Like, gross, don't touch anything.
Oh, I'm sorry
Yeah.
to set your life on a different path.
For
But yeah.
real.
No more public
It's like,
parks.
pee is everywhere.
He is everywhere.
Yeah.
It probably, yeah, it definitely is.
Well, now that I know that one of my fellow friends peed
Yeah.
on a slide, I'm like, shit.
And it wasn't. It's not like I was just doing it by myself. I mean, there was a gang of us.
That makes it
Yeah.
even like okay.
Yeah.
There's 10 of us.
Yeah, we used to have
a pervert by
contests.
myself.
Oh, it's terrible.
Is what's his name calling?
Yeah, Def I is gonna call it 10:15. So
10:15.
I mean 6:15. Jesus
What?
Christ.
Like, how
Yeah.
long is this
I
podcast?
got stuff to do, man.
I didn't
Robert's
even-
like, there is a limit to this.
I didn't even bring that many topics.
I'm gonna
Jesus
run out of
Christ.
things to say.
By hour 3, it's just going to be Rob reads Wikipedia articles.
Oh,
Scandinavia. Located in Northern Europe, Scandinavia is...
Jeez, I wasn't even prepared. No.
Well, something else. I don't know if it's fake news or what, but I seen it on Facebook.
Oh, it's
like
fake.
NASA took pictures of like the
Oh, I
Arctic or
seen
whatever.
that.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It
I'm
says
pretty
it's
sure-
melting, it's
I'm
melting.
pretty sure it's real. It's been melting.
Yeah, for sure.
Global warming is a thing.
Yeah. So I was really sad to see it. I shared it on my Facebook. If anyone wants to read about it.
Yeah.
I
read
seen it
about
on mine, yeah.
You know, it's one thing I wish I could do, like that. Like I was thinking about in January, testing it out. I really hate how much time I'm on social media. Like fucking, if I'm not posting, I'm just fucking scrolling endlessly through my fucking shit.
Yeah. Then
Just
you switch to
outrageously,
your next
and then you
stuff,
get
like
tired
ad.
of it.
Yeah, and like,
Yeah, he go into the
Yeah, next
Snapchat and then...
Tired of
Yeah.
Facebook.
Instagram.
and then it's like I'll
Let me
put my
go to
phone
my
down and be like, oh wait, I wanted to
Instagram.
check out the score at this, and then I'll check that out, and then I'll be like fucking on there for like another 10 minutes, and then be like, I'll put it down, like, oh wait, I wanted to do this, and then it's like I never put my phone down. It's like fucking
And it's the same
So-
thing on your timeline. It's
yeah.
Well, there's so much money. If you think about it, the best... It's like during the financial crisis in like 2007, the best minds in the country, it was a travesty because they were all working on stock algorithms and stuff like that for investments, subprime things. Right now, where the best minds from best schools, engineers are going, is like they're going to Facebook specifically to go, how can we get every person to keep scrolling?
Yeah.
Give them just that little bit of endorphin release every time they tap on something, but not too much, so it's like leveled off.
Yeah.
But just enough that they constantly need it.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
It's super sick.
Sicko.
Yeah.
I wish I could just go like cold turkey, like just post and then just be done with it, like fucking just not look at it. But it's like an addiction.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely addiction.
I know. I broke my phone like multiple times, and I purposely like went without a phone for like a whole month. I think it was one time. And Mike's like, "What the hell's wrong with you? Get a phone." Blah blah. Blah. I was like, "I'm fine. Like you can get a hold of me on my work phone if you need me." It's like people don't like that though. Like that
this.
disconnect like that, you know, not having that instant like reach.
That constant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, podcast people. I get text messages or Facebook Messenger things at like 10:30 at night, and I go to bed super early and then I wake up. So what I like to do to retaliate is reply at like 5 a.m. and then if I don't have the text, I'm upset. It's like, fuck you.
There's like sometimes I forget that like if you don't turn your active thing off, that it shows you're active all the time.
What?
Yeah, on your messenger.
I didn't know that you could turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Because I'm forever active, and I hate whenever people are
So you
like,
go in your
"You were
Messenger-
active on Facebook." I'm
Oh,
like,
my
"No, I
shit.
wasn't."
Right here, there's like next to messages, there's active, and then see, I turned mine off, and then you can turn it back on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So like that. See that?
There's like
That is a good. Piece
I have
of
like
information.
1,000,001 people like on mute on my fucking phone.
I do too.
Like
I do
that's like
too.
my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I
How
woke
long
up-
do you want to mute this conversation?
Not forever till I turn it back on.
It's like
Yeah.
over this Thanksgiving, I've gotten like so many friend requests. It's like, what
Yeah,
happened
it's
all
like,
of a sudden?
why?
You know? I don't know.
Very
Like
popular.
I
I
wake
seen you
up.
at the buffet.
Yeah, probably. I woke up every day like 20 new friend requests.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Went through them.
Or like
They go
Snapchat,
on
like
crime
random
spree.
people.
Nah, nobody has my Snapchat, so.
Hey, you're on mine.
Yeah, I mean, just my friends do, but I mean, it's not. I don't have that public. Like everybody
Yeah,
can
yeah.
get my Snap, but
Like, add me on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Like some.
I was looking
sometimes
at
I
people's
want to
stories.
because I just have like maybe 12
Yeah.
people on there, so it's kind of.
Social media is terrible, but please follow us on social media.
Yeah.
Keep following
Go
us.
like the page Urban Indians
Share
Podcast.
it.
Facebook.
Share it,
Yeah.
friends, family.
But yeah, that
Oh, you know what? That would be cool to have like a live podcast and like have listeners, like a little crowd,
yeah.
Look at you
interactive,
onto something.
almost like the Daily Show.
So if you guys want to come live and watch us,
Well,
let us know.
they were talking about us doing that for SuperCon this year, right?
Next year.
Next year, yeah.
Because it worked really well for the two
Yeah.
that we did this year.
Yeah.
That's
I think that would be cool.
Like they were just set up and.
We would just
At the
do.
event?
We would just
Do
do
this.
this, but there'd be people there.
Yeah, I just
like
we could-
watching.
we set them
Yeah.
up on a panel table, and then people can come in, and so there's like a room full of 30 people who are sitting there laughing and listening, and I've just got the mobile recorder set up in the
That's
room.
cool.
And, yeah,
that's cool.
they were good episodes.
So it's like, come see us. You know?
Mm.
I seen
Yep.
SuperCon in the parade. What the heck's that parade called?
Parade of Lights?
Parade of Lights, yeah.
What the heck's that parade called?
That one with the lights.
It was like 2 days ago.
I know.
I seen that Santa at the end. I was like, I want his suit.
What Santa?
At the
Oh,
end.
the real Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of them.
I did a
Oh, yeah,
song
for
with
a
that
Santa
Santa.
suit.
He goes to
Did you
Holiday
see
Inn
it?
after
It was
that.
so
No, I
nice.
didn't.
Yeah, it was cool. Super
It's
cool.
really nice.
I usually get a room at the Holiday Inn so I
Yeah.
can stand on the balcony and watch everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
We went to the end, and this year there were so many people. Like, last year we were at the end, and we always go to the same spot, right on 4th and Phillips. But this year it, like, wrapped around. That whole block, people were on that block, too. So it was,
Like where Byron
Wow.
Con is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They
that
went
shit
all the
was
way
so
up
bad. Like,
to Maine.
you got to get there a couple hours early now.
Yeah, I seen people going
Yeah.
at 6 and
I
7.
couldn't even get to my job. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
it's
I had my mom just go off a curb, like, onto Minnesota, because from where we parked, I was like, we're going to be here forever. And so she did, and there's a cop right there. And we're like, everyone get your seatbelts on. We made it all right.
Safety first,
But-
then teamwork.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy now, man. It's so crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's getting big.
Man, I didn't even go. I was gonna go.
I was thinking of Native American Day Parade, and then thinking about
I was
the
like,
companies.
we need to
over
freaking
there.
have
Yeah, I
a
was
Native
thinking that too, like-
American Parade of Lights float. Like, how cool would that be?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be
Yeah, sure.
fresh.
for sure.
Have like a big like light up headdress.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something cool.
You're making it next year then.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
You're a committee of one.
Yeah.
I'll stand up there.
And then instead of throwing candy or giving a candy out, just
Oh,
hand
yeah.
out fry bread.
Yeah, I'm just slapping fry breads.
You're on that.
You need your fry bread
Yeah.
then too.
You're on your fry bread,
That would be
passing it
so
out.
cool, though.
Passing out bundles of sage.
Throwing out handfuls of wojapi.
Slapping people. That's messed up. That's your job.
It's a bad look.
Did you see those Indians? They're just throwing stuff at us.
What the fuck is
Can't
this?
even throw stuff. And can't even.
What the fuck is this? It's good though.
Wait, what's your
Blueberries.
Chasing us down.
Oh, funny.
This shit's good.
Yeah, but most of the companies I seen, like there's a couple drum groups from different high schools.
Yeah.
A lot of churches.
I like
There's a
those. I like
gangload
when
of
they.
churches.
I like when they bring those Great Danes through.
Oh
That's
yeah,
my shit.
that's always my highlight of
That's
mine
my
too.
shit. I like those Great Danes. Man.
That was cool what they did with the Grinch.
Oh yeah, the cops.
Yeah.
Oh
that
yeah,
was
that was
cool.
funny as hell.
I wonder if they won.
I don't know who won because they do the
They
after
announced-
party
they-
at the Holiday Inn.
They announced the winners.
And I don't like to work Parade of Lights night because it's insane.
like people
like-
drinking or what.
No, it's everybody that was in the parade are all bunched up into one room
That's a lot of them.
because
There's 70 floats.
they're
this
gonna
year.
announce who the float winner is. Santa Claus is there taking pictures with people. Like it's insane.
I never knew there was a thing like that at the end of the parade.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I thought you just watch
Holiday
it
Inn
and go
hosts a
home.
lot of
Right.
stuff that I never even knew that
Man,
they
it
even
was such a
hosted.
struggle walking back to my car.
I parked at work, which I was fine with because I was like,
We parked
I'm
on
not trying to
6th
go
in
nowhere for a
Minnesota,
minute.
walked all the way to 4th in Maine, or 4th in Phillips.
Huh.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's a struggle. But,
I parked on my couch.
yeah.
you would have walked down anyways.
I would
You'd have
have.
been like, fuck
Yeah.
that, I ain't driving nowhere.
Yeah. Fucking. I've done nothing like these past 4 days except sit on my couch like almost the entire time. I'm like really excited to go to work tomorrow. I actually start a new position tomorrow, so
Nice.
I'm excited to get into that.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking yeah.
Yeah, I went to the gym for the first time in almost a month. Since the Nelly show that week messed me up.
Really?
Threw my schedule all out of whack. But yeah, they redid like the front of the wellness center, took some bushes out, and planted like 3 trees. And then the girls were like, "Oh my gosh, look at this, it looks all different." And they're like, "What's it been like a month since we're here?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like,
It's been too long.
Yeah.
So I was asked the other day from my boss, because she was like, do you even celebrate Thanksgiving? How do you celebrate
She
it?
said we did once.
I know, that one meme.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, I guess nobody's ever asked me that,
Mhm.
like, personally. So I was like, shit. Like, you put me on the spot just now. I was like, I don't celebrate, like, how everybody else celebrates in the world. I was like, but I'm
Well,
just
it's like-
thankful for everything I have.
It's like interesting though, because like I feel like majority of people don't probably celebrate it like how we think. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like everyone has their own family traditions and their own thing that they do in their family.
I think Thanksgiving has come so far that people really don't celebrate these people that just got off the Mayflower.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't even think of it like that. They just think of it as like
like
football
a-
and food.
Like a family get together.
It's like
and,
it's like
you
the
know.
one holiday. I know for Sanford, we only get a handful of holidays, and Thanksgiving is one. So
Mhm.
of course people are gonna take that day. You know,
Yeah.
to travel or whatever.
I'm
So-
not like brushing history under the rug or anything, but it's just not.
I don't think it stands for what
It's
it
not
used to stand
something
for.
that
No.
I'm like
That's
totally
like every
against.
holiday in America.
I guess
Though. Like, what,
it's like Christmas.
yeah.
I don't celebrate Christmas.
What?
Yeah, I don't. I've never had a Christmas tree in my adult life. Yeah, I don't
I could
celebrate
care
it.
less, but Mike likes it.
No,
I love Christmas.
Me too.
I hate
If I
I
didn't-
gotta get my tree up.
If I
my
didn't
trees
have a
aren't
daughter,
up.
like I wouldn't celebrate it at all. Like I feel obligated to buy stuff for my daughter because, like, you know, everybody else gets
Society.
stuff. But like, yeah, I've never had a Christmas tree.
It's like if you don't even believe in it, like why would you? Or
Like
you know what I mean? Like
My family goes absolutely fucking crazy
Do
for
they?
Christmas. Oh yeah.
like what do they do?
Well, me and all my extended family get together at my parents' house, which is basically designed to host the giant feast for Christmas and Christmas Eve. I usually have to get dressed up as Santa and like sneak in through the back door with my niece and nephews. They get all these gigantic goddamn presents.
So you
And
know
so-
where to get a suit.
so-
for.
If I could get my mom to let go of it, but she's like, it's an heirloom. Because I wanted to use it for something else one time, and she's like, it doesn't leave the house.
No.
Except for the one time that then the neighbors were like, well, you've got a Santa, can we have a Santa? So then, after I got done hauling all those goddamn packages up, then I had to drive like 6 miles down the road. It's out in the middle of the country in snow in a pickup, and I got to drive to the neighbor's house, which, you know, that's realism showing up in the big Ford pickup that's clearly the neighbor's. And being Santa and tromping up and be like, Merry Christmas! But whatever. Anyway, we go really nuts with it, and then
I mean,
like,
it sounds fun though.
yeah, it's a blast. Like Amanda, her family did not really get into that. My wife, and after one Christmas with us, she's like, "We're always going to your place for Christmas." Deal.
I bet it's good food too then, huh?
Oyster stew the night before, but my mom does a ham for me out of mercy, and then prime, like
Prime
two
rib.
of them
See,
this
that's
big,
what I'm
That's
talking
as
about.
big as one.
My
My
mom
dad's
does snow
always
crab
about his
legs.
meat.
My mom does
Always
seafood, and
eats that.
then she does Cornish hens and prime rib.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? This is Defy. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Defi? How you doing, man?
Good to be here with you. Is it cool?
Oh yeah, yep, it's all good, man. Want to say happy belated birthday too, man.
Oh, man, thank you, bro. That means a lot. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, you.
No problem, man. Hey, you were just in Iowa last night, right?
Yeah, man. Actually, just today, too. It was like I flew in, did a performance, and just literally flew out right after. One of those.
Right on.
And, yeah.
How was the show?
The show was pretty cool. It was my first time there, and, you know, I like going to places I've been to, or I mean, I haven't been to before, because it's like kind of like you're starting all over again. And
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, I've never been to Iowa before to do a performance, so it was cool, man. Yeah, I can't wait and look forward to the next time.
Was Talon on that show?
Talon was, and that reminded me of the time when we did a performance with him in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen he was live last night performing on Facebook, and then I was like, oh, that's the same shit that Defy's at or whatever, so that's cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was good to see Talon, man. It was dope.
Yeah, I didn't know he was like still out there doing it. I know he's like opening a studio or something like that in Eagle Butte or whatever, but yeah, I'm glad he's still out there doing stuff.
Yeah, man, for real. Yeah, it was good to see him, man. And on the microphone,
Yeah.
as well as all he's doing with his efforts with giving the studio time to the youth, I guess, wherever he's from.
Yeah. Yeah, so I wanted to get you on the podcast this week because you've done something that like I've never heard any native hip hop artist do, which is fucking tour in Africa, which is fucking crazy as fuck to me.
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen? Like, how did you get hooked up with that? And tell us how it was.
Yeah, man. I got all the artists that I was while I was out there doing it was an international cultural exchange program that's called Next Level, and what that is basically is a program that basically helps build bridges between communities that I would say that aren't being built by like Trump's agenda. You know, it's sort of like we're like an antidote. The program itself, I mean, is like an antidote to what Trump's doing. They're building bridges. Trump's basically wanting to build walls. But through hip-hop and cultural diplomacy and just really just positive vibes and music is how the program thrives and works. And basically partnered up this year with 6 other countries. So I was part of Team Nigeria. There's a 5 or 6 other teams out there. Right now there's actually a team that's out in Guatemala. So I just returned from my residency, and I was out there to help Nigerian hip-hop artists in 3 main fields, mainly in artist education, entrepreneurship, and conflict transformation. Come to find out, a lot of artists also have a lot of similarities that we share too, and they needed some help with helping monetize their art form and their craft, which you know, it's like a hard question to ask when someone asks, like, hey, how can I monetize my art? I was like, well, it's a step-by-step process. So we worked out there on that, and I learned so much from all the artists. But I told the artists out there, like, you know, like, you never know who's going to be watching when you're performing, and so you got to be, you know, leaving a good first impression, and that's kind of how I got the performance. Years ago, a friend of mine was touring the reservation to try to search for hip-hop, and he stumbled upon one of my performances while I was in Shiprock, New Mexico, at the Res Life Music Fest, which happens during the Shiprock Fair. Anyway, I wouldn't have thought like I would have got the opportunity from, you know, performing out of my res, but my friend Junius Brickhouse was there, and he liked the performance. We became friends. He brought me out to D.C. For an international hip-hop festival and conference. Then after that, he recommended me to the program that he was part of as an artist educator, and they allow you to do that once per country, per artist. Nice. So if you do more work with Next Level, then you have to kind of work around that rule that you can't go to another country as an artist educator. So it leaves a lot of room for a lot of practitioners in their fields. Like I said, for me, Team Nigeria, I was just one of the team members as an MC. We also had a dancer, a visual artist, and a beat maker, and a site manager and a videographer. So all these teams out there, like, it's cool because everybody is very good at what they do in their element or their practice, but they're also selected by their ability to, like, be able to give back to the communities that they're from. And that's kind of how I was selected too, by doing a lot of just work and with not being like a self-serving entrepreneur, but like serving others and still being able to kind of get mines in a sense in the midst of it all somehow. But man, it was an amazing experience, brother. It was really life-changing in a good way to see from a different lens out there and broaden my scope as far as like how music and our cultures are so much connected, even though we're, you know, continents away. That was really remarkable to see and witness too. Collaborations we had are unforgettable, man. And I got some songs, and actually we got a music video done out there too. So hopefully someday I'll share that with you.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome, man. How many shows did you guys do out there?
Man, we did like 2-3 shows, but the main show at the end was when we were also given some time to prep each of these artists that we were working with. So we put on an entire actual show at the end where the dancers got to dance, you know, all the artists got to do their thing, and the MCs and performers got to perform, and they got to do it in front of their community in a big crowd, and that was big, man. But that was fun, bro. It was.
Does
can't describe the energy? Yeah, the energy out there it's great.
Does the music translate well? Like, is it like, do you get the same reaction, say, you would get here in the States over there, or is it like a different energy or whatever?
It's definitely a different energy, but they over there, they speak and understand, or like they listen and they know the English language very well. It's funny because when I was talking to a lot of the MCs and artists out there, they brought up a time when the rap group Migos went out there and they didn't get a response that they normally get here in the U.S. And the Migos went on an interview, I remember watching, and they stated that Nigerians don't understand English, and that's why they weren't giving them the response that they normally get in the U.S. But come to find out that they speak and listen to, and they know English very well. It's just that they pay attention to the lyrics so much that Migos wasn't offering them much for their palate, I guess. And so they, they weren't giving Migos the love that they normally get because they weren't feeling their music in actuality, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
That they actually pay attention to lyrical content and that actually matters out there, which was that was cool to see and witness.
Yeah, that's what's up. We need to take a little bit of a lesson maybe from the Nigerians then, I suppose.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was, for sure.
How long were you over there for?
I was over there for just about 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. So you were there for a while.
And it's like the part of Africa I was really at was Nigeria, is like West Africa. The biggest cities are there, Lagos and Abuja. So we were there. We were supposed to do 2 residencies, but we did 1 residency. Man, it's amazing how these artists are somewhat kind of risking a lot just to do what they love and have a voice and things like that. So while we were there, sad news happened, and I guess one of the chiefs from one of the local areas was kidnapped, this and that. And a lot of the artists were faced with a dilemma because they have lockdowns with their towns and cities where you can't leave because, it's very dangerous too. But the artists literally snuck out of their town's curfew and just to kind of partake in the residency program. And I was like, wow, that meant a lot for, when we found out that's what some of the artists were dealing with, just to be there with us was like, wow, man, we got to give our all. And they really, really pushed us forward. And we had good leadership, man. So, it was a really good turnout all in all. The program was a success. And more than that, it was just really great to bond as family and learn from each other, man.
That's scary. So were you allowed to just roam around on your own, or did you have chaperones, or how did that work?
The situation right there is very dangerous. So they didn't want to put us in any danger at all. So we were able to travel in armored, bulletproof vans. Anytime we went to our residencies and leave our hotel compound, no U.S. citizens in the time there, probably even right now, still were allowed 5 kilometers out of the city limits. It was just too dangerous. So, but when I was out there, out and about, your adrenaline definitely kicks in because you don't have the same amount of luxuries and privileges we do here in the U.S.
Yeah.
But it's mad real out there too. So the hotel we were at, though, it was very safe. I guess while we were staying there, Prince Charles or a guy from England or somewhere, he was staying at the same hotel. So I was like, well, if he's staying here, we gotta be safe.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's what's up. That's crazy, man. Would you go back over there again if given the opportunity?
Oh, definitely I would. And they were trying to figure ways out immediately, ways where we could try to come back and build again, or maybe do another performance. And so, yeah, man, I really hope I can come back out there as long as my visa allows me to.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
How long is that flight?
Oh, man, the flight is crazy, bro. You have to go from I'm from Albuquerque, so it's not like a huge international airport where you could just jump off from here to another country. But so I had to go from here to Chicago to Frankfurt, Germany, and then Germany to Abuja. And that was a stretch. I think total on my way, total time from my time back and from Abuja to Albuquerque was maybe 27 hours being on the plane. And that wasn't fun, but shoot, man. Yeah, I was so tired though, after the whole experience that I just stayed up the whole time and slept as much as I could on the airport. You know how it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I get anxiety bad, so I don't think I could make that flight. I'd be in the middle seat too somewhere. I'd be like, oh.
It was tough, man. It was really tough, man. To be away from, you know, all the things that make us comfortable and stuff, and just with a bunch of strangers for that amount of time, and it is for sure like caused some anxiety there, but
yeah,
it was okay.
Right on. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So what are you working on now?
Well, now that I got back, after now alumni for the program and able to apply for grants as like a U.S. ambassador, I'm trying to like seek a little bit of sponsorship. It'd be cool to like try to do something like what the program has done to with other countries to our own reservations back home. And there might even be a loophole around like working and doing something like that on my res, because we're somewhat a sovereign nation, and the program works with nations like that. So underserved countries and places, and you know how our reservations are somewhat fall in that category of being underserved. So why can't we like be able to help our own people, which would be cool to try to do that. Man, they had a budget which allowed me to leave the studio that I came in with to build with the practitioners and partners there. And I thought that was really cool and important, because usually when I'm doing these kind of workshops and residencies, it's tough because you have to leave, and usually I'm never able to leave my studio with anyone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was cool to get to be able to do that. And that was kind of a unique experience to be able to just leave the studio. But even just traveling with one across the world was tough, man.
Yeah.
It's like first time bringing the studio through TSA, and everybody was just mean mugging most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is all this equipment? Yeah, man, it was crazy out in Nigeria too. Like, just some random experiences I could talk about was just like everything was good. The hotel was very clean, but when I was downstairs at night, I was always wondering why, like, all the females kept staring and like wanted to say some stuff. Come to find out that they were all pros, and you know. But of course, I didn't take any bites on anything. So as soon as they found out, like, this native isn't like giving in to what they're trying to throw at me, they were like, "Cool, we'll leave them alone." I was just like, I just came here to do one thing, and that's work, and I respect you, your people, your country, things like that. And it was kind of tough at first to like just tell them, like, hey, just no. But after a while, it worked out. But that was just a random experience there. But you know, it was surprising to find out how much, I guess, colonization exists out there too. When I left, I thought I was going to leave to a place that didn't celebrate any holidays, but they actually had big Halloween parties and all kinds of stuff that reminded me of being back home in a way.
Huh, that's cool. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was cool to be out there, but it was I didn't expect that.
Huh. Right on. Yeah, that's inspiring, man. Like I said, I just wanted to talk to you about that, because I wanted to just hear some stories about it, because that's nuts, man. I always hear people going to, like, you know, to Europe and things, but never to Africa. So that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to go, man. Like, it was a real honor to be able to have that as like my first opportunity to really go overseas and somewhere far abroad, and just to be of service there too. And yeah, man, I mean, shoot, I guess even though we're not Caucasian and white, I've come to find out we definitely have a lot of privilege still here as U.S. citizens. And I didn't, from coming from the reservation, sometimes if you never get out, it's interesting because you're not necessarily able to see that privilege at all, because being on the res and staying on the res, it's like if that's the life and everything you know, then yeah, you might not be able to even realize that, hey, we do have it kind of good here, or at least somewhat better than, I don't want to say better, but just like we have a lot of privileges, you know, even still. So that was interesting. And they asked about how it was for us out here, for natives in general, and you know, I'm just one native out of all of us. I can only share at least how I see it from my perspective, but man, it was a great experience just to be able share our ideas and exchange like so many pieces of our cultures. Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, shit, we definitely appreciate you jumping on the podcast again this week, man. Yeah, it's an inspiring story and definitely something I wanted, more people to be acquainted with or whatever. So we definitely appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. And I really thank you, man, for even inviting me on. This is like probably one of the few opportunities where I've been able to share some of the experiences that I've had on this trip on the platform like this. So really, man, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. If people want to follow you on social media, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, I posted up whatever I'm usually doing on Instagram mostly. So on Instagram, my handle is DEF_I. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm posting mostly each day on there. Snapchat is DEF-I. And if you're on Facebook still, facebook.com/DefRapper, DEFRAPPER. Or just type in my artist name, DEF-I. And you can follow me on there. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna end the show with one of your songs from is it D-Dat? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, D-Dat. Yeah,
D-Dat.
That's the newest album. Came out. We're a quartet. Delbert Anderson on the trumpet, Nicholas Lucero on the upright bass, and myself on the microphone, and Nicholas Lucero on the drums.
Nice, yeah.
Mike McLuhan on the bass. Yeah, I already said that. Sorry, man. Yeah, we go by D-Dat. New album. Shout out to everybody out there tuned in. Next level.
Hell yeah, we're going to end the show with Outer Inner, so make sure everybody goes to iTunes and Spotify or wherever and pick up the album, and we definitely appreciate you stopping through, man.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing.
You, my brother.
All right, take it easy, man. We'll catch up with you later.
You too, family. Enjoy the rest of the time there. Mad love, yo. Later.
All right, take it easy.
You too. Peace.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
It's like a total culture shock.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. I just like the world just opened up,
Yeah.
It's like a whole nother.
Yeah, I can't even imagine going to fucking Africa. That would be nuts, especially having to travel in like armored cars and stuff going
That's
over.
insane.
Yeah.
I'd feel very important.
Not unsafe, but very
important.
Yeah.
I'd feel definitely important.
Yeah, that's dope.
That would be so scary.
Yeah, it would. It
my so one of my old directors of our department, she just went to Africa recently, and she goes there frequently. And her daughter's like in a safari ride, and there's a freaking lion right behind her.
Oh man, we should ask them if you went on one of them.
I know. I'm guessing not if they couldn't travel outside the city limits.
Yeah, crazy.
I'd try to bring a lion back.
Have it in the bag.
On a leash.
A little kitty.
That little kitty be a big other kitty in a couple months.
I have a friend in the Twin Cities. Her name is Queen Abasi, and her nonprofit or NGO is African Community Health Initiative, and she's originally from Ghana, and she goes up into the interior in Africa, really remote places. She'll send pictures for me to post on social media because I run her web and stuff of their van trying to get through these basically ruts of mud through the jungle and stuff like that. But what she does is she takes diabetes supplies into the interior because there's nobody else that does that.
Wow.
So it's crazy. A girl in one of my classes, she just went back home, and she's from Chad, whatever, that part, and I guess it's pretty remote there, and she created a whole YouTube of her experience going back home, and people just making food, and it's very remote, and it's crazy because when she talks about things, I'm for Native people, it's very similar. They have a lot of similarities. It's crazy.
Especially the ride back to Rosebud, very remote.
Yeah, right. People don't realize how it is for people on reservations.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, shit, man.
Yeah.
I think that about does it.
Everybody tune in next Sunday.
Yeah. Next Sunday, are we still on for that?
I gotta confirm it yet, but we should be.
Okay, right on. So maybe
So
we shouldn't
tune in.
say anything
No,
just
yeah.
yet. But
Tune in anyway.
yeah, tune in.
Tune in
anyway.
Yeah,
Tune in anyway.
Yeah.
Just always
Just
tune
be
in.
here.
yeah.
Yes.
Right on. Well, thank you guys for listening to this another episode of the Urban Indians podcast. Yeah.
See you guys next week.
Yeah, next week with a
Thank you.
special guest.
Hoksha.
Yeah. Bass. Turn up. Now's the time. Get up. Got to go live. Big up. Style of rhyme. Switch up. Bounce. Ride. Pick up. Now's the time to get up. We about to go live. Big up. Style and rhyme. Switch up. Bounce. Ride. Pick up. Yeah, coming from way under the ground below. Summoning some wonderful styles we know. Fill her up to the pinnacle. Gunning while I'm pumping out rounds, reload. Spit a few buckets of syllables, visuals, written lyric notes, scribble flows, enough with all the chitter chatter, trumpet in my pen and patter, wandering through different patterns in the middle, yeah. This right here is something that you should dance to. That boom bap bamboo, smooth rap jazz tune. Your last chance to dash and catch a fast move. Backtrack and relax to this the dag groove. Yeah, represented live in New Mexico. Excelling in the rhyme and the breath control. Dedicated life on the microphone. Accelerated driving all night, we roam. Spit a few buckets of syllables, visuals, written lyric notes, scribble flows, and up with all the chitter chatter, trumpet in my pen and patter, wandering through different patterns, paradiddle in the middle, get 'em, hit 'em. Started from the bottom, below the Auroreo. Never stopped touring before this show, my aura glow. Glory to the Most High, that's who I'm performing for. While the only ghost rider is a Holy Ghost. I'm not religious and won't listen to a corny hoax. Not a one-trick pony, not a first rodeo. Fly like an alien, shine bright and radiant. Rhyme tight, take high flights, nights like Arabian. Yeah, coming from way under the ground below. Summoning some wonderful styles we know. Fill her up to the pinnacle. Gun it while I'm pumping out rounds, reload. Spit a few buckets of syllables, visuals, written lyric notes, here we go. Enough with all the chitter chatter, trumpet in my pen and patter, wandering through different patterns in the